Hello, my name is Jennifer Dyer Seymour. I am an associate professor in psychology here at Cal State Monterey Bay. In 2014, I'm celebrating my 10th anniversary here at CSUMB. I started here in 2004. I'm the first person in my family to graduate from college. My parents emphasized education a lot with my brother and myself. And so when I graduated from high school, it was a foregone conclusion that I would go on to college. I didn't know where I wanted to go, but my parents said that I had to stay in California. I'm born and bred in California. Southern California was far away from mom and dad, but still in California, and so I ended up going to UCLA. I absolutely loved UCLA. And I struggled there though. When I first started, I did not know what I was doing, and I did not do well my first 2 years. It was in my junior year when I learned about a research opportunity. They had a program called START, and they would actually pay you to work with a professor to learn how to do research. I had a friend of mine say, "Do you want to do this?" And I said, "Sure, let's try." We both interviewed, and it was so fun because we got to go interview different faculty and find out what research they were doing and what areas sort of sparked our interest. I chose a professor who was doing research in older adults, 65 to 85-year-olds, and how their memories were changing, how their ability to engage in everyday tasks was changing. And it was so fun because they would come to our lab space at UCLA, and we would sit them down in front of a computer, and they would do the task, whatever it was on the computer, and then we might interview them a little bit. And they were always so interested in the projects and had a lot of questions, and it really cemented my interest in research. I loved having them come in and talk to them and learn what was going on, and being able to look across a variety of people and see how they behaved in this certain task. It wasn't just one or two people, and it wasn't somebody's friend, how they did. It was a representative sample of older adults, how they were achieving on these tasks. That really got me excited about psychology and about doing research in psychology. I almost did not become a psychology major because I was nervous about the statistics requirement. I investigated the other majors, and I just decided, you know what, those are not the majors for me. Psychology is the major for me. And in order to be a psychology major, you've got to take this stats course and you've got to take this research methods course. And so I'm going to take them, and I'm going to do well in them. I went to the professor's office every week. I was sitting outside her office with a handful of other students, learning more than what I was learning in class. That hard work paid off. I ended up getting an A in the stats course. I got a B in the research methods course, learned a lot about research, learned a lot about writing in psychology. It was in my senior year when I took a course in developmental psychology. My professor, I remember she invited some babies to come into our class, and we got to see them do the tasks that we had learned about in the textbook in real life. And it was fascinating because people used to think that babies weren't thinking very much and weren't capable of much. But we were learning that they were capable of so much, and they were thinking so much, even from birth, even before birth. So this experience showed me that this was the area of psychology that I wanted to specialize in. This was the end of my senior year. It was too late to apply for graduate school. And I was working in this research lab, and they said, "Don't worry, it's okay, you can take time off. We will find a job for you here in the lab. You can work for a year or 2 years, however long you need, and then you apply for graduate school, and then you can go on." So I said, great. I ended up staying in LA for 1 year. I applied to graduate school, and I got into the University of Michigan, which is a great, great school in Ann Arbor. But I say that because I want students to not stress out if they aren't sure exactly what they want to do in their junior year or even in their senior year here at Cal State Monterey Bay. It's okay to take time off. If you take time off, you might get a job where you say, oh, this is the area that I want to pursue. You shouldn't see that as a bad thing. In fact, you should see it as an opportunity to learn more about what you might be interested in. Graduate school will always be there. And I know some students will say, oh, if I take time off, then I might not go back. You will. If it's the right thing for you, you will go back.